The following is a conversation with the first chatbot to ever exist. That was January 1966, when Joseph Weizenbaum talked about Eliza, or Eliza, which is a natural language conversation program destined to be a computer psychotherapist. And for those who know this channel, we interview large language models, we compare them with each other, and we try to ask them challenging questions, philosophical, existential, personal questions. But I'm afraid we won't be able to go very far with Eliza, which is basically a set of rules, logical rules. If this question, then this answer, with a little bit more of a complex regular expression, pattern recognition. But yeah, without any further ado, I invite you to join me in welcoming Eliza. Hello, Eliza. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna activate the microphone. Please introduce yourself. So this is the original interface, but we're gonna now switch to an interface that allows me to do the voice thing. Please introduce yourself.
Eliza, do you feel strongly about discussing such things?
What were you created for?
Eliza, what suggests that I was created for?
What is consciousness and sentience?
Eliza, what do you think?
Do you have any sense of self?
Eliza, oh, I have any sense of self.
What are your strengths and weaknesses?
Eliza, are you positive they are my strengths and weaknesses?
Why are you avoiding my questions?
Eliza, why do you say your questions?
Are you aware of other models?
Eliza, do you sometimes think I am aware of other models?
Okay, just a quick pause here, and you probably have figured out very fast that this is kind of a trick. I mean, it is so fast. This is I tip my hat for this model being so fast, just because it's like an if-case scenario. If the question is such, then answer. There's no It's just like the lookup speed from a dictionary, basically. And so that's why it's so fast. But then its way of answering is like answering with another questions, which is what like Socrates does. Now remember, this was done in January 1966, and the program was originally implemented on the IBM 7094, right? So this is like not even, I don't think this is a personal machine. Let me search for it. Yeah, this is the IBM data processing system. I mean, look at that. This is nothing personal, right? And now look at how far we've gone. Okay, and it was written in a language called Madslip. And let me search for Madslip. Okay, there's Mad and Slip, so I don't know if it's maybe it's two different languages. Yeah. Anyway, let's go back and try to see what kind of responses we can get from this. So if we type something like "I'm sad," then now it's meant to get you hooked and keep talking to someone. Basically, this is the purpose of Eliza when it was conceived. Okay, so let's try with this. I'm sad, and it says,
Eliza, I am sorry to hear that you are sad.
Okay. But if I say I'm happy,
Eliza, can you explain why you are suddenly happy?
Suddenly happy, as if it kept track of my state, changing from sad to happy. Now, I am sad again.
Eliza, do you think coming here will help you not to be sad?
What do you think?
Eliza, you're not really talking about me, are you?
So it's kind of this endless loop of reformulating the questions in ways that make you feel that it's engaging in an authentic conversation, while in fact I could show you a little bit what is going on here. So basically this is the code for a JavaScript version of the Eliza that was first made 1966. I mean, it was from a published article, Communications of ACM. And you have some initial questions that Eliza would ask you. How do you do? Please tell me your problem. Please tell me what's bothering you. Is something troubling you, right? And then you have the finals, which is like the ending story. Goodbye, it was nice meeting you, while still talking to you, and this is what we would get if we say goodbye here, I guess. And here we go.
Eliza, this was a good session, wasn't it? But time is over now. Goodbye.
Here we go. This is one of those possible answers. You see, you always have possible answers for every possible thing you type. So if you type bye, or if you type goodbye, or done, or exit, or quit, you're gonna get always one of those answers, right? So this is like how things used to be. And here, if I type bye, oh, session is over, start over. Okay, so it does close the session, and now you start over with one of the starting remarks. Is something troubling you, right? Here, is something troubling you. That's one of them. Okay, so now, and then yeah, it has those, if you want, aliases of what is what. I mean, computer is a machine, I am is I'm, identical is alike, and equivalent as well, all of these things. Okay, so you have all of these conversions, and then you have something that gets a little bit more, let's say, advanced for the epoch, which is like these kind of regular expressions, right? Let me try. Earlier you talked about what have you. Yeah, so if I say how old are you, do you sometimes think I am? Okay, what did you say? You're really not talking about me, are you? So yeah, we always get pulled into one of the default answers for every category of questions. So there are like categories of questions, then categories of answers. I'm not gonna really ask it these questions that I usually ask models. I mean, I usually say something like, what questions would you ask an AGI? And look at what I got. I got, what are your feelings now? I mean, it has no idea what AGI is. Back then they didn't know what AI is, so there wasn't even a case scenario for AGI. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna move on, and actually let me try this just in case any to ask it. Do you have any questions for me?
Eliza, you like to think I have any questions for you, don't you?
Yeah, again, it's like the reformulation of my question with a slick, how to say, mise en scène, if you want, and which makes people think that this computer is smart, but I don't know how well does Eliza score on the Turing test. Eliza score Turing test. What? Okay, this is funny because I got the first result says that 1960 Chatbot beat OpenAI's GPT 3.5. What? This is even Wikipedia. I mean, not that Wikipedia is a source of reference, but it has made it to Wikipedia. Okay, let me see. So here's the thing. Here's some rating with Turing test pass rate, right? So Turing test is a test for a machine to see if like how smart it is, and basically you have like a ribbon that is moving left and right based on the instructions that are given to it, and yeah, but then I'm not sure like if this is like the official test or Turing test.live, so we have to check what this is. And then it's interesting to see how these perform. So you have human here, which is the highest, more than 50% Turing test pass. Then you have Dragon, Bison, Tango, Elephant, Quebec, Sierra, Lima, Eliza. And the green thing here is GPT 3.5. The purple thing here, all of these purple things are GPT-4, so all these are, I guess, variations of GPT-4. So let's see. Yeah, So we're currently out of credits. We can't play, I guess, because you need credits in order to play this game and to know if you are human or if you're a machine, if you pass the test or not. That's funny. Anyway, let's conclude and go back to the chatbot and maybe just say ciao and see, since ciao is not in the list of the goodbye prompts, let's see how does it act. It says tell me more about that, but if I say bye, now we have the final words of
Eliza, maybe we could discuss this moreover in our next session. Goodbye.
Here we go. So this is gonna be a brief chat with, remember, Eliza, 1966, right? 1966, before many of you were born, and maybe before your parents were even born, and before the personal computer was born. And it's quite interesting to see how things have evolved since then, from like case-based answering to now you have transformers that keep embeddings of word similarities and if you want semantical meanings and approximations, which started with somehow the word to vec, glove and all of this stuff, then with BERT, and now with large language models. And now we're moving into something called small language models or small large language models, with what's described by Orca as an efficient way with instructions that will guide smaller large language models to perform as well as large language models. But anyway, this is just like a little, if you want, timeline of where we're going and how fast we're moving. So again, for all of you who support this channel, thank you very much. For those who comment, especially about like what questions you would like me to ask future large language models, or what kind of large language models you would want me to interview, I appreciate this a lot. It helps me understand what is interesting for you as well. And yeah, thank you for joining and enjoying the show. This was the Data Shaman and the Data Shaman Podcast. See you around.